Are Carlton going to fall into not just the finals, but are they a genuine chance now this year, or are we just all getting a bit excited?
No chance to win a premiership, if that's what you're asking, because they are...
Every game's in Melbourne.
I know, but there's 7 games off the top. So when you're coming from this far back, it's you're just spending all your petrol tickets just trying to make the finals. And Sydney one year won 9 in a row to make the finals, and then bowed out, I think, in the first week. So they're still a long way off Fremantle and teams like Sydney. I know they did beat Geelong, so the margins aren't huge, but they're still, I think, about 15th, 14th on the ladder.
So, can they make the finals?
Yeah, they're only, I think, a couple of a game off top 10, but I think wildcard is about the best they can hope for, in my opinion.
Okay, because Carlton supporters aren't going to want to hear that, because they think that that's it, the lid's off, as they say.
Well, Josh is going to win 7 in a row, so it'd be amazing. So he's got 5. They'll beat West Coast this week, and then they may have the Bombers the week after. I'll just have to check. But another easy game the week could be Richmond. But so there's going to be 7 in a row. Then they get a few challenges after that.
Okay, so 133693, drive at 3w.com.au. If you've got a question for Lloydie and Carlton supporters, do you want them just to say, sign Josh Fraser up? Because your view, I think I heard you on the Sunday Footy show saying they're sort of a bit tainted after the David Teague thing, the Carlton Football Club.
That's right. The query and the big dilemma, it's a good dilemma to have, is that Graham Wright was just not really thinking Josh Fraser's the answer, because Josh Fraser keeps coming out and saying, I'm not ready.
But he kind of has to say that,
That's what
he?
I believe too, but it's made it easy for Carlton, whereas Carlton aren't going to go an experienced coach. They're going to go for somebody who's untried. So Carlton fans who are getting all excited will say, well, if we're going to go for an Enright or somebody like that, why wouldn't we just go the man that's already there and leading us in, Josh Fraser? But I think Graham Wright will stick to what he's doing and look outside.
What would you like to see Carlton do? Because if you've got people like Longmire floating around and others, I mean, would Hinkley be interested in that role as well? Like, who is interested in it?
They all are.
And they all want it?
They all want it, yeah.
Okay.
Bucks would take it. So they all want to get back into the coaching game, but Graham Wright is the man who will make this decision. Even though there's a panel, he'll be the one that will make it. And he's somebody who picked Craig McRae at Collingwood, and that's something that he liked, picking a first-time coach. And that seems to be the way he'll go down. What
if Josh Fraser wins every game to the end of the year?
Well, yeah, I suppose no one expects him to do that, but he might win. Say if he wins...
The majority.
He's already 5. There's 9 to go. So say if he coaches 14, he wins 10 of 14 even.
Pretty good rate.
That's a great rate. So, and he's a type of personality. He reminds me a lot of Stephen King. He's got a really good temperament about him. The players like him. But again, just got to be really careful because replacing Vossi, he's changed a lot of what Voss did, and the players have loved that. He's got the senior core players going well, but he's got to be careful of not falling into the trap of the interim coach.
So what is his secret sauce then?
I think that the ball movement's much better. Vossi seemed to tighten up whenever they got in front, and that's why they always used to get overrun. So I think they're moving the ball better. He's brought in some good kids who have added a lot of spark. George Hewitt couldn't get a game because he thought he was playing too many slow players. He's brought him back. So, yeah, I think it's been there. Every statistic... they've improved, so it's hard to just name one thing.
And this is going to sound weird, but also like the vibe. You know how they were playing the harmonica afterwards? Like, they seem happy. And when you're coaching, how much of a positive attitude and happiness comes into the ability to actually play well?
Oh, it's critical, like the environment. I think the senior coach is the most important person in setting that environment with the core senior players. But then winning makes you so happy. And he hasn't.
It sure does.
So he hasn't suffered a loss, so they're happy every Monday. Yeah.
And all these long-suffering Carlton supporters are happy as well. Now, I know a few weeks ago you said you thought Geelong could finish on top. Yeah. Has your view changed now?
They're still right up there. I don't think they would have lost any fans with losing to Fremantle. They were 28 points up, and they didn't have Tom Stewart or Bailey Smith, so 2 big ins. The big worry is the ruckman. But I haven't bought in audio, Jacqui, but I've bought in audio today.
You bought your own audio. I did. He's invested in the show now.
And this is Chris Scott speaking post-match.
We're not that good that at this stage of the season we'd be holding back things because we know we're going to get a chance against them again. Again, their win-loss is going to be hard to pull back, so you suspect that they will be there. But, in a lot of ways, the difference between being way out in front on top of the ladder and being fourth is not that great. You know, the advantage you get is a home final, which doesn't necessarily get it done for you.
So I think he's saying he'd be happy to come fourth and take on the Fremantle Dockers.
In Fremantle,
because
I want to go there.
I know, but so maybe getting third would be better because then you play the Swans at the SCG. So those two have locked it up. So they are that far out in front. It's either Fremantle or Sydney.
It's actually annoying for Geelong because those games could, within a kick, three of them.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
frustrating.
So I think they won't let Luke Jackson do what he does, for example. They let Luke just run wild.
So do you believe that theory that they were holding something back? Do you truly believe that?
I'm not as big as others on it, but I think that they think that rather than letting a young kid play against Luke Jackson, it'll be DeConey and Blixarves will take him on next time around, which he didn't try that on the weekend.
And you think he didn't because?
Well, then, they're playing the long game and they do play it better than anyone with resting players and having them cherry ripe come finals time.
Okay, let's take a look at the Saints now. Another loss and a long injury list unconfirmed today.
Yeah, all the hype, all the excitement pre-season, but yet they're in the same position that they seem to be. It's just in the not just the middle; they're down towards the bottom end now, and they've just lost the Koning to when you get that internal injury, and then Jack Sinclair's done his calf, so they look like missing the wildcard playoffs. They've got some easy games coming up, but
have they sort of had a bit of with Ross Lyon? Would you expect to see any more pressure put on him, or is it sort of that transition thing where you imagine someone like the Corey Enright goes into the role? What happens next
Ross
year?
Ross is an interesting one, Jack, where he's St Kilda, they're all in on him, so there's no real pressure. But I think it's this time next year, so he's probably got 12 more months. But he has to be doing more with this group and being inside the top 8 this time next year. Otherwise, pressure will come.
So will supporters have been disappointed with this year? Because most of them have thought I think most people thought the Saints would do better this year.
Yeah, they'll be very disappointed, you would think. I don't think they were as disappointed enough because they believe so much in Ross and what he's going to do. But it's apart from Wanganeen Miller and Silvani's been good for them, there just hasn't been enough growth this year from the Saints.
Lloydie, what is Essendon waiting on? Do they have an eye on a particular coach under contract at the moment? Has the James Hird hysteria finished? It seems to have gone to ground at the hangar, and why? That is not a bad question.
Yeah, good question. I think the reason they're not in any hurry, and no one is. So Tasmania, there's 3 teams looking for coaches, Tasmania, Carlton and Essendon. I think they're all looking for different things. Tasmania are looking for the experienced coach, so that's Longmire, Hinkley or Buckley. Mm-hmm. Carlton are looking for a first-time coach in someone, because that's what Graham Wright likes. And then Essendon, I think they really like Dean Solomon, who's the interim coach right now, but they're now going to put out in the next week their process of what they're doing. So I don't think anyone's after the same person. So
James Hird is no longer in consideration?
No, we'll find out this week if he's in consideration. That's Essendon are going to put out, I think, their process moving forward. So we'll know more about James this week.
What day will that be?
Well, they just said this week after the bye, which they just had their bye. So we were hoping for Footy Classified to be by tonight, but nothing's come out.
You know, if you had to choose, and I know you're an Essendon man, but that'd be the least on the options. If I'm a John Longbriar, I'm going, I want to go to Carlton, don't I?
Well, maybe, yeah, because of what they've shown this year.
It's their list.
Yeah, their list, yeah, that'd be right. But I think he's willing to take one of those jobs. So it's just whether if Carlton don't want to have him, Essendon would be able to get him, but I'm not sure whether they want that either, because John Longmire comes with a big price tag too. And
can they afford it?
Everyone can afford it, but it's just a matter of can you spread your coaches across. So when Craig McRae came in, he came with Brendan Bolton, he came with Justin Lepich. So it was 3 for the price of 1. And I think some clubs look at that model rather than just paying like a Clarkson nearly close to $2 million versus, and then you don't have as many development coaches as well. So that's what clubs look at.
I was just thinking, what does an average, like a top tier, what does a top tier AFL coach get paid, and what does a starter AFL coach get paid?
I think a starter would be 700.
It's not bad for a starter.
But yeah, and then those who are premiership coaches like Hardwick and Clarkson, I'd just guess it'd be double.
Mm.
Yeah. 1.4.
Yeah, what about a Chris Scott?
Yeah, he'd be up around that now, you'd say, because of the premierships he's won.
I was listening to the team on Sunday talking about the list, like Tasmania and being a foundation club, and some of the commentary was around the fact that, yeah, sure, they'll start it, but to win a premiership from the foundation year, I mean, are you going to be the coach that's there? Maybe you do all the work and set it up, but you're not actually going to go on to win a flag. Does that come into consideration, or is it sort of the joy of building from the beginning?
Yeah, and it's a job where you're under no pressure originally. So if you come in, you coach Essendon or Carlton, you're under pressure straight away. Whereas coaching Tasmania, it's being part of the build. So you'll get given your 4 or 5 years. The advantage for Tasmania is they're giving them so much more than what the Giants and Gold Coast got, so they're going to give them more money.
They've learnt from their mistakes, right?
You're a 17-year-old, you can take $150,000 right now for next year when you're not even
17?
playing. Yeah, so they're allowed to sign 12, 17-year-olds right now. So they
for $150K?
For $150K next year not to play, and they'll give you 4 years instead of 3. So they're throwing, there's an extra $5 million to spend than the rest of the club. So, for example, whether it's you could spend a couple on Nick Dacos, a couple on Nazai, whoever wants to come, there's money. But they're going to try and spread that across getting 5 extra players, maybe at $5 million, an extra $1 million each.
Lloydie was, Richo was, is that your phone,
Sorry,
Lloydie? Off it goes. Maybe turn that off, no problem.
Apologies.
So Richo was in last week and he was saying in his first, he got paid so little, he had to take another job, he was an insurance salesman. Yeah. Did you have a part-time job when you first started playing?
Yeah, my first year I was in year 12 and I got 5 games and I made $14,000. And then,
nice work if you can get it.
Yeah, that's right. And then I didn't want to go to uni, but my parents said until you establish yourself in the senior side, you've got to work. So my manager was Ricky Nixon, and I worked in the
it's in the paper today.
Yeah, so I worked in the sort of the finance department of Foxtel in Moonee Ponds.
Oh, taking calls
and putting payments through, and I did that for a couple of years until I established myself in the 3rd season. And I said to Mum and Dad, I'm on $20 an hour. And Nike want to sign me up and be one of the faces of their boots. And it's going to cost me a bit of money, this Foxtel job, if I stay there. So they said, okay, you can go and do what you need to do now.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history, yeah. And now I'm working for you.
And what do we pay? $14 an hour. What's the minimum wage?